You ever notice how the white man never gets called a deadbeat, no matter what? No matter how you have mountains of video evidence showing that a lot of them are massive deadbeats all around the world, the white man never gets called a deadbeat. And Keisha, at the beginning of this video, had the nerve to say how the white man takes care of his kids. All of them? Seriously? There is too many videos of them sport fucking women all around the world, making babies in Asia, making babies in Africa, and just completely walking away, knowing that they have children, not giving a damn, not even sending one damn dime to their children. But yet the swirlers have to always keep black men's name on their mouth when black American men are very involved fathers with their children. Very involved. This has already been authenticated by the CDC in America. But there is ridiculous stories. And just like I left a comment and I said, you ever notice how Kenya never kicks the British out of their country for doing this bullshit? They don't help them to establish paternity. They don't help them to get child support orders for these women. They don't do shit. And yet they don't kick the British out. You Africans have no fucking pride. You don't. And you have no way to open your mouth and talk about FBA. At least we have a child support system here. Yeah, you unless you are very, very, very smart or a drug dealer or whatever, there's very little chance that you can escape child support in America. Some men do, and I believe morally. Well, I won't even get into morally because I've paid child support for both of my children, and I would feel personally like a bum, like a loser, knowing that I got to eat every day. I got to eat 3 times a day. So why would I not make sure that my child is given money so that they can eat? And if my child called me up at any time of the day and said, "Hey dad, I'm hungry. Could you buy me something?" Absolutely. If I don't have to eat that day or if I don't have to eat that week, I'm going to give my child whatever last bit of money that I have because my child did not ask to be here. Now we can have all kind of different arguments and whatever. I'm not going to engage in these arguments. All I'm saying is for me, I could not sleep well knowing that I did not provide a dime for my children's maintenance. They need underwear, they need socks, they need sneakers, they need everything. They need backpacks, they need everything, right? They need you to give them money so that they can go on a school trip. They need money so that you know the 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 Mr. Softy man is in the block and your child is asking you money for ice cream. Yes, I've done all that. So I couldn't live knowing I couldn't live with myself. And my own family would disown me if they found out you didn't pay not one dime in child support for your child that looks just like you. They would look at me like I was crazy. And shame works. Shame works. It's just so you can do whatever you want to do, but it's just amazing how Brad never gets called a deadbeat. He never does. I'm gonna dust out the Atari game today. I'm gonna play Missile Command. It's been a long time. I love Missile Command. It's a great classic game. And then they brought up the situation of the biracials, and this is I'll play a little bit of it. Shay Sade, fair use.
I had to take care of the pregnancy, but he was nowhere in sight. I had no information on whether the troops had left or they were present. I found out that my child was biracial when I gave birth. Raising a biracial child in rural Kenya was not easy, and she faced discrimination because of her son's lighter skin tone. When I took him to boarding school, they thought I had brought a white child, and they would hike the fees of which I would object while telling them I did not have money. I asked them not to chase my child from school for fee arrears, as I was just a casual laborer, says Wandia. Now her son Luis Gitonga is 26, and he is part of an effort by a Kenyan lawyer to take a number of such children to Britain. Like many biracial children in largely conservative Kenya, Luis Gitonga says he has felt excluded by society and left out of education and employment opportunities for being too white.
You notice how none of them want to get away from white supremacy? No, they want to get closer to it. I find that interesting. She didn't know her child was biracial until the child came out. You slept with a white man. So how would you not know that your child wouldn't come out biracial? And these biracials get treated like this wherever they are. I've been seeing these videos with these biracials in Japan. It doesn't matter where you go. Biracials are treated with an oddity, some with disgust, some with no approval. They could be speaking their people's language perfectly, reading it and writing it, and they will never be fully accepted into their nation. They never will. This is something that's never talked about. And you get these Africans, the ones that do it, they want to talk about how the FBA with your baby mamas, with this and with that. And yet this woman slept with a British soldier for a week. She only known this guy, slept with him within a week, got pregnant, and bam. Seriously? So you were basically loose in the pants. Where was the marriage? Come on now, right?
He is unemployed and has substance abuse issues. Gitonga says, I look different from the others, his siblings. My stepfather, who has raised me, is black. I have an identity crisis that has driven me to.
So the black African simp stepped in, and that's pretty much always the case. The white man does his business, leaves, never sees his child, never pays a dime in child support, and the global black male simp. It doesn't matter if he's America and Africa. It doesn't matter. I will take care of you, Keisha. I will take care of you. It's just a fucking joke. It literally is. What about her morals? What about her not valuing her womb and laying down with a total, complete stranger? Unprotected sex, no HIV test, no STD test at all. And yet there's always a black male simp. Here I come to save the day. Let's go.
Alcoholism. Growing up not knowing the identity of his father has been difficult, and the community has not been understanding of his identity crisis. Everywhere I pass, people call me a white man. Others call me an albino. These names cause me a great deal of pain and hurt, he says. I would like to know who my real father is and why he left me to struggle.
Oh boy. And I feel sorry for these people. I really do, because they didn't ask for this. They did not ask for this at all. It is a damn shame that they have to go through this. But this is a greater conversation as to why these women all around the world are so loose and sexually active. Why are they like this? Where is the shame, Africans? Where is the shame? Where is your father raising holy hell for you being a slut, for you giving away your vagina without marriage? Where is the shame? A lot of these Africans love to talk about FBA. Your culture, you have no culture. But look at a lot of your culture. There's a lot of single moms with white men in Africa, and they have disappeared and they're never going to come back again. But a lot of you stay talking about us. Why is that, African? Why is that? Why is that? You have the same problems that we do. But a lot of you, and this is what I challenge these African content creators to talk about your own continent and talk about your own problems, because y'all got a lot of problems. At least I could say this. Once again, we have a very robust child support system in America, right? I know a couple of brothers, closing it out. I know a couple of brothers that they done made kids in Canada, and America said, "You're gonna pay up, buddy." That's what America said. You are going to pay up, buddy. You are going to pay. Yes, United States government has agreements with other governments all around the world, and you are going to pay up. It doesn't matter where you are. You are going to pay up, whether you like it or not. But these Africans, well, the British government said that they would help us, and they said right on the thing that they haven't helped none of them. These women cannot even get. Listen, in the last time I looked, in New York State, what is it? Yes, the bare minimum in New York State that a man has to pay is $25 a month. Now, what kind of sorry ass man? What kind of sorry ass man would pay $25 a month and feel proud of himself? And what kind of a sorry ass white man would have a child thousands of miles away and he can't even send $25 a week to a poor African woman living in Africa? What a goddamn shame. And the swirlers never say anything. They never do, because they are mentally ill, because they view Brad as God. And Brad is not God. A lot of white men are morally bankrupt people. They are not human to do this. To know that your child can go hungry. To know that your child has to eat whatever. Hey, Ma, what are we eating for dinner? We are eating whatever we can find on the street. We are eating scraps. We are eating whatever we want to eat. We are eating whatever we can find to eat. That's what we're eating, baby. Seriously? In a lot of these poor developing countries, the US dollar, the Great British Pound, it goes very, very far. Very, very far. So you mean to tell me that you can have a child, a beautiful baby, and you can't even send the mother $25, hell, even $100 a week to make sure that your child is living royal and golden and don't need or want for nothing? Seriously? Seriously? And the white man never gets called a deadbeat. He's got babies. Listen, they have whole channels dedicated to finding the white father who left all these babies in the Philippines during all these different wars, right? They have whole channels, but on all these channels, these guys are never called deadbeats. They're never hated, and the swirlers never call him a deadbeat. But black women have to wake up every single day and just launch hate against black men. It is what it is.